2 football fans, 20 Arsenal legends. There's only 10 spots. There's 1 bin. This is Settle It, powered by Betway. Let's get into it.
He's got the best touch I've ever seen.
He was our most pivotal piece to those 3 league titles.
We were going nowhere until he walked into the club. He's got 3 goals he scored for club and country that have never been replicated.
Talking about leaving this list? Mug. I've got Dan Potts with me. What are you telling me, my bro?
Good, bro. Good to see you, man.
Yeah? There shouldn't be a bin for this one.
Yeah, it's hard to throw an Arsenal player in the bin, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But we got to.
Do the honours. You go first. First name.
Thanks for that, man. Thanks for that. It's a good one to start with. Sol Campbell. Probably one of the most iconic signings in Premier League history, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think when he was at his best, probably one of the best centre-backs in the world. For me, I think he does make it into the top 10.
I agree.
I think along with Tony Adams, he's the best centre-half that Arsenal have had.
Yeah.
And I know that we've got Gabriel and Saliba and other names people want to throw that be respected, but for me, Sol Campbell goes in. I don't know where on this top 10 I'm going to put him, but I think we'll put him towards the end your way for now. We might shuffle it round. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, legend, absolute legend. And not just of Arsenal, the Premier League. I feel like he's underrated. I don't think his name comes up in enough centre-back conversations these days. But the move alone and the way the move materialised, first season at Arsenal does a double. Another FA Cup the year after, Invincibles the year after that. So as much as Gabriel and Saliba have mashed work for the last 12 months or so, they're still some way off the names that I believe we're going to see here. Sol's probably on the latter end of the list. I wouldn't go too far down though. I'd probably go, the Tottenham move was massive.
Yeah, it was.
And that context doesn't apply to anyone else for us on this list or anyone else that's going to come out. So it plays a big part for me. I'd probably put him, I'd probably start him 5th, you know.
Really?
Just because then he can move.
Yeah, okay. I hear where you're going.
I don't mind 6th. If you said 7th, we can go in the middle and go 6th.
Let's go in the middle with 6th and then we'll shuffle him each way.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Too high, but just for that Tottenham.
I agree.
He's a legend. If you get the double, forget.
100. And you're right about the fact that he's not rated enough. People put so many centre-halves ahead of him.
World Cup 98, one of the best defenders at the tournament. Euro 2000, I believe he made team of the tournament. You know, this is at the highest international level, let alone what he was doing for Arsenal. So yeah, definitely underrated now, definitely Arsenal legend, definitely top 10. He won't be leaving this list. Talking about leaving this list, Mug.
Yeah, that's simple. I mean,
Easy.
is there anything to say on it?
I told you we'd agree. I told you we'd agree. This ain't a Man United top 10.
No,
it's an Arsenal top 10.
Facts, bro. Enough said. The guy with the red hair, Freddie Ljungberg. Probably one of my favourite players in the early 2000s. I think for ability, for movement, for goals, for important moments. Scored an FA Cup final 2002 against Chelsea.
Beautiful goal as well.
Unbelievable goal, to be fair. I think that season he's probably my favourite player. And we had some unbelievable players that year.
Yeah, what year was that? 0102?
0102, double winning season.
Didn't he get player of the season for us that year?
He did.
Yeah, he got player of the season.
And I think as well, when you look at the players around him, people will probably not credit him enough, but the movement, people always said, I just looked for him and I found him. His movement was unbelievable. I think he had a lot of technical ability. He was versatile more than people think. Wasn't just a right winger, could play in behind the striker on the left.
Him and Pirès had such an understanding as well. Those near post runs from Ljungberg on the left side, and then equally on the right side, Pirès would back him. It was a unit, and you're right. When we talk about trios in football, it tends to be Pirès that gets put with Henry Bergkamp, but Ljungberg was as integral. Player of the season in, a lot of us look back at 01-02 and say that team was better than 03-04. 03-04 achieved greater with the Invincibles. And for him to be player of the season in that 01-02 season, yeah, his name definitely doesn't get spoken about enough.
Man, he scored with his first touch in an Arsenal shirt and lobbed Peter
United,
Schmeichel.
Legendary.
So people forget about that. You know, he was unbelievable.
And even the World Tour goal at Old Trafford, it was he missed the chance. He was the one through on goal that, Bartes saved it.
Movement again, see?
Goes on to the radar.
They found him.
And what a chart.
Yeah, without that, one of the better songs. We put him he's below Campbell for me, but he's on the list for now.
I agree, he's below Campbell.
Are we happy to put him, should we give him number 8 since he is number 8?
I was going to say 8, yeah, makes sense.
Let's do it.
Let's do 8. Freddie Ljungberg, legend. And probably one of the trendsetters in terms of ballers going into the fashion world and doing brand deals with his Calvin Klein. It was Beckham, and then he was kind of...
Yeah, it was.
There you go, Swedish. Next up, another mug. Alexis Sánchez. Have you put all the mugs in my... Let's see, because we pulled that too already. I'm sure Ashley Cole will be on this pile as well. Let's see. Yeah, this is what they like anyway. That's what I'm here. Yeah, I mean, to take away the way it ended out of the conversation, I'd say quality edition.
Unreal player.
When we signed him, I was over the moon. Beat Liverpool to him. He chose us over Liverpool. Came in and he showed levels to what we were missing before that in terms of a world-class player, let alone world-class attacker. Took us by the scruff of the neck. Listen, you know, FA Cups was the be-all and end-all of that era. He was better than that. I understand his reasons for wanting to move. That was the time, you know,
where he won
me and you
why
were going games wondering what the hell is going on with this club. So I understand his reasons, but like Van Persie, I don't understand going United. You have all the options in the world. Choose United, choose the money. You're no longer connected to Arsenal.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree because if you're talking about pure ability, we can talk about him making this top 10, right? Because he's easily, for me, the best Emirates era player.
I'll put behind Cazorla.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, Cazorla.
But you look at it now and think, in terms of moments, Aaron Ramsey in the Emirates era for what we won with the goals he scored of importance. In terms of technical ability, Santi Cazorla is the only one I think that comes up to the standard of him. So it's probably, I agree, he's not going to make it because of what happened. But it's a shame. It's still a shame because I loved watching him. He was my favourite player to watch for a while. It really was, man.
We've got two quality players in that bin, Van Persie and Alexis.
Yeah, man, unbelievable players. But if we're talking football, we can talk about it.
100%.
But Arsenal,
to be on this list, you've got to be here for us, and them man ain't here.
Gilberto Silva, probably one of the most underrated players that I've seen. Certainly in the Premier League, but definitely for Arsenal. I don't think you realised what he did until he wasn't there. We really missed him when he was injured. And I know we had great cover with Edu, Ray Parlour. Vieira was obviously playing alongside him. But what I remember when we lost Persie, and I remember thinking, we ain't going to replace that. We ain't going to get that partnership of Vieira-Persie. And although I don't think that Vieira and Gilberto was Vieira and Persie, it weren't far off it.
100%.
I thought he was incredible, mate. And I think people kind of forget what happened when that Invincible team broke up. He stayed. Yep. He captained. He took penalties very well, which people don't ever remember and appreciate. He could have gone with them and he stuck by us, and he's always been thought of highly. And it might be hard to put him on the list of legendary status, but I think it's respect for sure. What about you?
Yeah, I'll put him in the legends category, but it probably doesn't make the top 10 because of how many legends we've got. He was the foil for Vieira, and you're right, when Persie left with Overmars, I remember that day. I was not a happy boy. I was a boy.
I was a boy and I was crying.
Saying, what's this club doing? 30 million for both these two players. What's going on here?
Yeah.
So there was a little time frame between that and Gilberto coming in, and then I think you got a better Vieira out of Gilberto coming in too, because like I said, he was just a foil to Vieira's box-to-box abilities, Vieira's presence in that side as a captain. He needed someone behind him to mop up, because Vieira once upon a time mopped up. Yeah, he could do everything in that midfield. Once Gilberto came in, it allowed Vieira to express himself more. We saw the more box-to-box version. So for me, Gilberto is very underrated, but doesn't make the top. I want to put him 10 until he's knocked off.
I think that's fair. I think there was a kind of quote about Gilberto, was if you watch Gilberto, you'll understand football. Yeah. If you watch football, you won't see Gilberto. And I think that's a great quote, man. If you did that, you'd recognise what he did. So let's put him at 10.
Forget us for a sec. A 2002 World Cup, he wasn't meant to start. There was an injury to someone from Brazil.
Yeah, he was in goal, broke his arm. And then
he starts, and he was very important to that. Yeah, he was very important to that. So not only for Arsenal, and it's not only bias, quality player that goes under the radar. And Rice has got a bit of a way to go to surpass him in terms of, there's a common question. Who from this side gets into the Invincibles? For me, it's Raya and Saliba.
I agree. That's it, though.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
I think, Toure and Lehmann were unreal, but I think you're right to mention those two. You could mention Rice, you can mention Saka, but they've got a way to go for me.
A long way to go, yeah. All right, cool. Was it me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a go and see what's next. Oh, speaking of the man, Bukayo Saka. Too early to be on this list, but I appreciate everything he's done for us over the last 5 years. Essentially, the club was put on his shoulders as a young boy, whether that's left back, number 10, left wing, right wing. He performed, and he performed to the point where he became as integral for England as he has been for Arsenal. Yes, he's dropped off you know, like a few players have for us, but you put that down to the amount of game time, amount of work he's put in, and I can't use that against him. Like I said, very early forget top 10, very early for a top 20 shout, but in this squad, he is one of the ones that can come out of the other side and potentially touch in on this list.
The player I was most happy for and won the league. I'll be real, he's been there, he's watched it all unfold in front of his eyes, and he's had a massive part, pivotal into where we are now. And I appreciate the last 12 months has been difficult for him, but I love the player. I love everything about him as well as a person. And I think there's a lot of neutrals that will say, I love Bukayo Saka because of what he represents. I agree with you. I think there's definitely a long way for him to go yet because of his age. He's only 24, but if you look at what he's already achieved in terms of individual accolades at Arsenal, he scored more goals than a lot of legends we're speaking about. So I think he will be here for a long time as well. I don't think he's one that will leave and do Alexis Sánchez or a Van Persie. So I think he is one that I would like to mention as just missing, but not show any disrespect to, because I love Saka, man.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Way too early for these, man. I mean, Arsenal, we're not Chelsea. Like, we got 100 years of history. Like, our history is not 10 years, 15 years of oil. Like, do you know how many players? Ted Drake won't be on this list. Cliff Baston won't be on this list. Frank McClintock, David O'Leary, Charlie George. Do you know how many players won't make this list that are above a Saka at this moment in time? Liam Brady. So many. So
crazy amount.
Yeah, be easy with that one, Chelsea fans and all the ops out there. There he is.
There he is. You thought you'd get him? I've got him. Ashley Cole. Before we show or throw any disrespect, probably the best left back the Premier League's seen. Well, I think he is the best left back the Premier League's seen. Good for club and country. Unbelievable for Arsenal. Won everything when he left us, unfortunately, went to Chelsea. I can't put him on this list, Turkish. I can't because of how it ended. Similarly to the other two we put in the bin. Anything more to say?
He's a Chelsea legend.
Yeah.
You're Chelsea, you can't be an Arsenal legend. Sorry.
Nah.
That's how it goes.
It's done.
Made the choice. I get it, 5K, disrespect, but at the end of the day, you love the club enough. Go and put it on the club and get more money than they promised you, rather than turn your back on us.
Facts.
You know, we're not
especially
the people he was talking to.
At the time when we won everything. Like, I can understand if he's looking at the Emirates era players and he's trying to win leagues with Senderos and Scalacci, but at the time we just got unbeaten, invincible Champions League final.
Exactly.
Nah, crazy for me.
Settle It is powered by our friends at Betway. Betway is your home for weekly free bets, free spins and so much more. Don't miss out. Head to Betway today. Bet the responsible way.
Definitely another one getting added to the list. Man. Patrick Vieira, absolute animal, beast. Our second greatest captain since I've been alive anyway.
Facts.
Invincibles captain, scored a penalty against United before he moved over to Italy, and took the mantle from Tony. And I don't think anyone else could have done it quite like he did it, you know, because Tony is our greatest captain. Went through 3 different decades winning titles, doubles, FA Cups, etc. Cup Winners' Cup there in there somewhere as well. But Vieira just took it on and kicked us on a bit more to help us achieve the Invincibles. And like we said with Gilberto, he was the foil for it, but Vieira was the everything, the glue, the core, the heart of that team. You know, we can talk about Henry, Bergkamp, we can talk about Ashley Cole, we can talk about all these players, because we had an abundance of great players, but in terms of leadership, in terms of importance, you know, we wouldn't have been able to do it without Vieira. So he's definitely in this top 10. He's definitely in the top 5.
Facts. I'd probably put him 3 or 4 for me. Probably going to be 4 actually for his number. Should we put him there for now?
Put 4.
Because I think with Vieira, like, I mean, it's great that last kick of the game he wins this FA Cup, last all that kind of stuff. But I think the biggest compliment I can give him is when Tony Adams left, I didn't see that huge miss of captains and leadership like we should have, because the guy's ridiculous.
100%.
And for me, that's the biggest compliment you can give him. I don't think anybody else could have done that. And I think with Vieira, people forget how good he was in terms of a midfielder. I think he's one of the greatest that we've seen in the Premier League, because he could do everything. There was not something I looked at Vieira and thought, weakness there, but good here. Yeah. I never had to tell people that he was good at doing this, because he was good at doing everything.
You see it across 90 minutes.
You just watch it. And if there's younger football fans out there, even if you don't have to be an Arsenal fan, go and watch when we won the league at Old Trafford and look how good he was. That game.
Dare I say, he was our most pivotal piece to those 3 league titles.
Yeah.
Because the reason I say that is because he was. Without him, I think United roll us over a few more times than they did.
Facts.
You know, he was the beast. He was the man in that team. Don't get twisted. We had other players that had a bit of edge, had a bit of bite, were quite physical. But Vieira, I don't think we would have achieved what we achieved in 97, 98, or 102, or 03, 04 without
And what he
Vieira.
won with country as well. Like, it's got to be said, they had some unbelievable midfielders. We mentioned Persie, didn't mention Deschamps, Zidane.
Yep, assist in the Champions League. I mean, the
Makelele.
World Cup
in
final.
the World Cup final. Yeah. Phenomenal, man.
Vieira,
Phenomenal.
straight
Is it me or
in.
you?
You.
Martin Keown.
Legend, man. Just for that elbow on Van Nistelrooy's neck.
Facts.
Just for that alone. Not that he wasn't already a legend up until then, but that just certified.
That summed it
I've got
up.
that picture on my wall, signed by Martin as well, but that picture is one of the most favourite
iconic
pictures. Yeah,
it is. Underrated. Incredibly underrated.
Yeah,
Martin
underrated
Keown.
for sure.
I don't think people... He'd probably walk into one of... If we're doing like a Premier League underrated 11, I've been mentioning him.
I would.
I think people saw him as the hard man, but didn't appreciate how good he was on the ball and how appreciated of a defender he was. And he's one that literally has been there forever. I remember going to his testimonial at 37, stayed there for an unbeaten season, won Premier League titles and trophies with us, proper knew what it meant to wear this shirt. Don't get enough of that these days, Turkish. Does he make this list for you?
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. That's because, because I know we've got big names coming up. No disrespect to Martin. Probably my favourite picture to come out of Arsenal is that one.
Facts.
But yeah, he doesn't make it.
No, he doesn't, man. I don't think he does. And with the names we've got there, I don't think it's harsh to say that. You've got Freddie Ljungberg, Gilberto Silva, Campbell, Vieira. Yeah, it's harsh. I don't like to put Martin Keown in the bin, man.
He's like a second layer of legends.
Yeah, you're
Do you
right.
know what I mean? You know, the top 10, top 20 is first layer. And like I said, our history is built off of 100+ years. So, you know, we're only talking about the last 30, let's say.
Facts.
And even then, it's a stretch for him to make top 10. So unfortunately...
Yeah, in the bin.
Yeah.
Sorry, Martin.
Yeah, definitely. Big sorry. Probably feel sick in there with Alexis and Van Persie. Mesut Özil.
You're the guy to talk on him, man.
Am I? Listen, he is definitely not in top 20 Arsenal legends, let alone top 10. Having come in, I thought, wow. I thought we were turning the corner in terms of, all right, we had to do what we had to do moving into the Emirates, sell players, had to make profit, had to chop change. That Özil signing to me felt like, now we move. How silly I was to think that, because we didn't move anywhere apart from FA Cups. He didn't produce what the excitement around him needed, in my opinion. He had one amazing season, one solid season, and 4 or 5 that just were not acceptable. Became our highest paid player as well. Should never have been our highest paid player. I just think he's the support man for a highest paid player. To be honest, I feel like we're going through something like that now, but we're league champions now, so we won't worry too much until we need to worry. Yeah, quality player, couple great seasons, a good few moments, that Ludogorets goal, you know, the whole bounce shot over the keeper, his assist, the flick assist to Giroud through on goal. He's had an abundance of moments for us, but when push come to shove, couldn't rely on him.
Yeah, I was never on the Mesut Özil hype train, bruv. I never was. He reminds me of a player...
Because he's Turkish.
Yeah, that's what it is, bro. He reminds me of a player that... Do you know when you're... I don't know if you've had friends or people in not just football, but sport, that you think you have got everything. You're going to go to the very top. And they don't, because they haven't quite got it up there to get to the top. Yeah. I look at somebody like another Arsenal player that won't get on this list that we should mention, Olivier Giroud, it might come out, I don't know. That's someone with all the attributes that you look at and you think you have used your attributes to the best of your ability because you haven't got the natural talent of a Mesut Özil. Yeah. How has Olivier Giroud done what he's done when you've got the likes of Mesut? I appreciate what Giroud has done more than I do what Özil's done. I've just got to be honest, because I look at him and I think you should have been one of the greatest we've ever seen. Yeah. And you weren't, because mentality, you didn't have that, in my opinion. So I can't put him on this list. I never enjoyed watching him as much as some of the others. If you're asking me who did I prefer out of the Fàbregases and the Santi Cazorlas of this world, I preferred watching them more than I did Özil, because he frustrated me more than anything, you know? So I can't put him on this list, bro.
No chance. If there was 20 numbers on this table, he wouldn't be on the list. But
Facts.
Özil goes into the bin.
David Raya.
Way too early.
I think it is too early, and I think he's an unbelievable goalkeeper. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, in Europe right now in form. I don't put him ahead of some of the other legendary goalkeepers. I put David Seaman, I would ahead of David Raya still, personally. But I think for modern day goalkeeper, you're looking at one of the best.
100%. We already said that he would be one of the two players
Invincibles, ahead of Jens Lehmann. Yeah. So I think when you look at what David Raya has done so far in an Arsenal shirt, it's been phenomenal. I would go as far to say, compliments-wise, that he's probably made as many world-class saves as those goalkeepers we mentioned have already in an Arsenal shirt. However, for what I believe is legendary status to get into this top 10, I don't think we can put him in there. But I do love him.
No, that's it. It's just like a thank you, keep it up, and
keep going.
You might get onto this list. You've got one title, one more make it back to back. That's unique. Facts. Another one free. I mean, he would match up the amount of titles I saw in my early stages as an Arsenal fan. Fair. So he's there or thereabouts. So pivotal, so many moments, and when I look at the season we've just had, I struggle to think of players more important than him. There's players just as important, like maybe a Saliba or Gabriel or a Declan Rice, but none of them were more important than him. You look at some of the saves he made across that season, and you look at how tight it was towards the end. In my opinion, he was our player of the season.
Fair play. I'll put him gently into the bin,
Yeah, don't put him near Van Persie.
That's it, bro. That's it.
Next up, Big Tony.
Oh, man.
Straight into...
He's up here for me.
Straight into the top 2, I'd say. I mean, I can't stop speaking highly enough of him. I spoke about him in a previous episode of Settle It when we're talking about captains. Such a great captain, someone that goes under the radar, such a great leader, and someone who passed on the reins to a Vieira who's currently sitting 4th. For me, Tony sits at 2nd. Okay. And the only reason he sits at 2nd for me is because we had a magician here. We Ops call the man that's first king. So for me, Tony, Mr. Arsenal, I struggle to say Henry over him, for example. I struggle to say Bergkamp over him because I think he is the cornerstone of everything I saw from 1991 onwards to 2003, 2004, having passed the reins on to Vieira. Tony's 2nd for me.
I'll go 3.
3?
For me, but we can debate it. I'll tell you what we'll do, because you think 2, we'll put him 2 and we'll come to that debate.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. The names will come out. The names
will come out. Captain at 17 as well, Arsenal.
I'm saying, title 89. Anfield. Title 91, 98, 02.
And 91, the only time he actually went invincible in 91. Adams.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was inside when they lost that game.
Yeah.
Game against Chelsea.
He didn't get registered for it.
Unbelievable. Cesc Fàbregas. What are we saying about this one? Because I get the Van Persie, I get the Ashley Cole, and I get the Alexis Sánchez. I feel I can't put him in the same bracket as that, and I'll tell you why. I saw this kid do everything for us at the age of 17 onwards, and I felt his frustration on the pitch because I was aligned with it. And I cannot, as a football fan, taking my Arsenal cap off, I cannot sit there and be hypocritical to say, why aren't you happy at Arsenal here, not winning anything? I understand if you've got the chance to go and play for the best side I've ever seen in Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, with his background, I kind of feel like you have to say yes. Where it goes a bit wrong, Turkish, is what happened after that.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like he did want to come back, and I feel like there's probably people at the club, Arsene Wenger being one, that said, nah, man, you thought the grass was greener, he ain't coming back. I get the frustration. We should have got him back.
Of course we should have.
And it's frustrating to say that we had Özil at the time and all these other players. You get seeing the head of these players that we had at the time. So I don't want to sleep too bad on Cesc Fàbregas, if I'm honest, because I kind of get frustrated by what we saw, and I do get annoyed that he went to Chelsea and he won stuff. He said, I've never played for them. He's an unbelievable player. And he's clearly, in my opinion, one of the best that we've had. And he probably should sit on this table like Alexis Sánchez, ability-wise.
Yeah.
But does he for you?
No. I agree with everything you said. He's definitely not a Van Persie, Alexis, Ashley Cole. I sympathise with him, and a lot of Arsenal fans don't like me for it or find that strange. For me, he went home. For me, if you put yourself in those shoes, if I put myself in, I'm growing up at Arsenal, Hale End, I'm quality, but I'm not getting my minutes. Barcelona want me. They're not great at this moment in time, but they've just come off a period of greatness. Actually, in fact, we was great.
Yeah, it was.
So they're winning titles over there. All right, I'm not getting minutes here. I'll go over there. All my friends have started playing for Arsenal. My friends I grew up with, the friends that we went training with every day, they now play for Arsenal. I'm good enough to play for Arsenal. I'm going to go home. So he went home. He didn't leave us for Juventus. He didn't leave us for a Man United or a Chelsea. He didn't leave us because of 5K. He took a wage cut. You know, now I didn't like the whole Puyol putting the Spain shirt of him, but you could also tell that, listen, Fàbregas was in between emotions there. You could see that.
And he was put on him. He's trying to.
You could see he didn't like it, but at the same time he's laughing because they're also his colleagues, his friends, the people he grew up with. So a lot of people use that against him. For me, it's one of the things that I'm struggling to let go of the Wenger era. I'm struggling to forgive Wenger for that. I think the league title we just won, there's a lot I've moved on from that Wenger period. But the Fàbregas one hurts because Fàbregas was that from the old school to the new school, and he was meant to be the core to that. And because we didn't support him like we should have with key signings, because we regressed over those years, he's come out and said it. He was on the coach after a game and he looked around and there was no winners. You know, that's how I felt looking at the side after a few years in the Emirates. So it completely resonates, and I blame Wenger for him not coming back. Great player. It's a shame he won it at Chelsea, but he is in the bin.
He is. And look, I don't need to say anything more. I think you've covered everything perfectly, man.
It's a shame what happened to him. It is a shame. I think he loves us. I think if he had the chance to manage us, he would.
I agree.
Dennis, the menace, Iceman, Bergkamp didn't need to fly. He done his business over here. I mean, I say he didn't need to. I mean, we could have done with him on a couple away Champions League trips. But Dennis Bergkamp, absolute magician. I mean, there's a genre of footballer. There are different genres of footballer, right? I mean, this genre you can't compare to Haaland. Completely different genres of striker, attacker. This genre of baller, there isn't a better artist in Premier League history than him. You can say Cantona maybe next to him. You could say maybe Zola behind.
They're the
maybe
three.
Di Canio behind that.
They're the three.
Yeah. But Dennis for me was Ian Wright's partner, Nicolas Anelka's partner, Thierry Henry's partner. Thierry Henry once asked, who's the best player you played with?
Yeah.
He's played with Zidane, he's played with Messi. He chose Bergkamp. So don't listen to me, listen to the king.
I'll be real. People might say this is a mad thing. I'm putting him at number one. Okay. I'll tell you why I'm going to put him in at number one. Because he's the best player that's ever worn the shirt for me. And I appreciate Thierry Henry. People will say, how can you put Henry below him? Ask Henry. He'll put himself below him. Because this guy, for me, is the reason Henry scored on them goals. He's got the best touch I've ever seen. He's got 3 goals he scored for club and country that have never been replicated. Go and look at it. I've never seen a Leicester goal like that. I've never seen an Argentina goal like that. And I've never seen a Newcastle goal like that. So go and show me 3 goals that people have scored that Bergkamp has at that level. I've never seen anything like it on the pitch, mate. And I watched this guy growing up thinking, how have we got him? How have we got him? How did we sign him? I still don't know.
Yeah.
Because I remember Merson on Wright saying, Inter Milan must be brilliant. Because if they're getting rid of him, I don't want to play Inter Milan. And I just remember we were going nowhere until he walked into the club, mate. And he was the one Arsene Wenger said, well, he's brilliant, let's sort the rest out. So for me, I think everyone who plays with him says he's the best. Any striker's dream. Anybody wants to play alongside him. I don't know anyone with technical ability better than him in the Premier League, other than the 2 you've said are below him still in Cantona and Zola. And people can bring up Matt Letizia, Berbatov, Cristiano Ronaldo, Hazard, Salah, all these players. None of them have got the technical ability of Dennis Bergkamp, mate. So I'm putting him at number one, bro. I don't know about you.
Well, my number one's not quite out yet, so I don't mind placing him there.
Okay.
And I'll make my argument.
We'll put him there for now.
It needs to be done. Well, as soon as Mustafi comes out, we're moving that number one.
Settle It is powered by our friends at Betway. Betway is your home for weekly free bets, free spins, and so much more. Don't miss out. Head to Betway today. Bet the responsible way.
Santi Cazorla. I love watching Santi, man.
What could have been? The saddest story. We've had a lot of sad stories. You know, we've spoken about the Snakes, Van Persie, Alexis. You can speak about Abu Diaby. You can speak about Eduardo. You know, for me, the saddest story is Santi.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened to him and what he was and what he could have been for us, it just never worked out.
And still what he went on to
moments.
Do. You know what I mean? Still what he went on to do after all the injury stuff. He was beautiful to watch, man. Beautiful to watch. And I think he was unfortunate because if you would have put this Santi Cazorla in that Highbury team, or if you would have put this Santi Cazorla at the start of the Emirates when we were starting to it would have been unreal. But he came in at a time where we had the likes of the players you were just joking about in the team, and I'm looking at him thinking, well, you're better than anyone around you at the moment. I loved watching him. Probably easily, I mean, he could use both feet. I see the goals he scored for us, the FA Cup hold, a free kick. That's the reason we win that game. Without that free kick. It's hard. I don't think he makes this list, but it's very, very hard to talk with any disrespect about any of these players. But Santi Cazorla, for me, I loved watching him.
I think he's a cult hero.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, even before saying that, I thought, is he? But he is. Look at the way we're talking about him. And he didn't play that much for us. But he had that moment in the FA Cup. He had the Etihad where he made Coquelin look like a capable DM. And on the ball, you'd struggle to name me 5 two-footed players better than him.
That's fair.
And I'd probably mention, I'd say 3.
Very fair.
It'd still be a struggle. So yeah, beautiful baller, unfortunate. Saddest story about, Arsenal for me is Cazorla never got back. He never got his get back. And I think he deserved that. So yeah, Cazorla bin.
Fair play.
Alright, cool. We're coming down. How many we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots
not many
left. I've got
spaces
3 names to go. Current, Declan Rice.
Okay.
Been a revelation since coming, I'll say that. Big signing, top signing, and when you don't mention the fee of a player that goes for 100 million, especially one that's known for interceptions and tackles, that tells you how good he's been doing and how well he's hit the ground running. But it's one league title, and it's a league title where I believe Rice played a big part, but there was bigger players in the season for me. And when we compare this team to the Invincibles team, like I said earlier, I feel like he still has to do a bit more to get to Gilberto's level. He's 27 years old now, so there's not much that's going to change. But I think Arteta's put him in a position where he's done well, but it's not him. I think he needs to go back to DM and absolutely clean up the shop every single game. That will require less work, less running, and we know he needs that. Look at the way he was at the recent World Cup. So for me, Rice, positionally, in my opinion, you're not getting the best of him. But give it another title or 2, and he'll make this top 10 because of what I like from a player, what I like from a man on the pitch for my club. And if there's any player on the Arsenal side that I'd say that, if I was asked, what's your perfect character, mentality to have on that pitch, it would be Declan Rice for sure.
Facts.
Even playing through injuries, I love that. Because in the 90s and 2000s, players played through injuries. So I love that about him. I know it's costing us now, or it might cost us this season, but Declan Rice deserves a mention, but far off the top 20 for me so far,
It's very hard for me not to say that Bukayo Saka is not my favourite Arsenal player, because he has been for a while now, until this guy in the last 2 years is probably very, very close.
Can't not love him.
If I had to pick any of the great Arsenal players that I love in this current set of team, if I had to pick one to go in the trenches with, it'd be him. Because he'd play anywhere. He'd play in goal and give you 110%. He's there at the moment and people are still giving him stick. Oh, he's quite limited in midfield. This guy's playing on, running on fumes, half injured. And you're saying he's limited. Yeah, I reckon he's quite limited at the moment because he ain't fit enough, right? So when I look at what he's done for us, he's been absolutely outstanding. And I can't put him in the top 10 yet, but I tell you what, keep doing what he's doing. We might have a conversation in a couple of seasons.
Get your head down, keep doing what you're doing. Declan, you'll be there, man. For now, bin.
Absolutely. Okay, I've got 2 more, man. And I've got my favourite ever Arsenal player.
I saw the old school shirt. I thought, who's coming out?
I love this shirt, man. Ian Wright is the reason I support Arsenal Football Club. And
he's the reason a lot of people support Arsenal Football Club.
I literally watched football as a 1992, we got to go back, so I was 4 or 5. I started getting into football and I said, why is he better than everyone else? Because he was. And he rung rings around people at Palace, he came to Arsenal, and for me was the guy that everyone loved. He's an unbelievable personality, brilliant pundit, brilliant for football, a footballing man, but actually people underappreciate what he did because of the other 2 players that we're probably going to put ahead of him in that position, because I think when you look at what he did, he should have been able to celebrate the all-time Arsenal goal scorer longer than he did. Otherwise, it's unbelievable. You've got Cliff Bastin, and then you think, right,
60 years, Cliff Bastin, how that
there
record,
you go. A few years later, Thierry Henry celebrating it. So I think this guy is right up there. He definitely 100% is on this list. I'm putting him in the top 5, I think, Turkish for me. Are you happy with that, or would you go higher?
No, I'd say top 5. I'd say Vieira 5th, Wright 4th, if I'm honest.
I'm happy with that. I love everything about Ian Wright, and for me, look how we won the league. who's the first one there outside the ground celebrating with us.
And even the stories when we won the league, he was chucking the clothes out of the library windows for the fans to
Vieira's
collect.
the best memory. And on Arsenal,
actually, that's
crazy
where
that
it came
the other day.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So we'll put Vieira to 5th and then
Yeah, I think so.
Wright in 4th.
I think that's all right.
Okay.
I didn't like how Vieira flirted with Real Madrid every summer.
Yeah, he did a bit.
Just for that, Patrick, just you're below Ian. Cool, so we got 3 spots to go, 3 cards left.
It's going to be tough,
Is
man.
it going to work like a jigsaw? Ooh-wee! The king.
Wow.
I say the king. The king's spot is taken.
It is.
The king's spot is taken by the Iceman.
This will be interesting, man.
Game of Thrones. For me, it's Henry's throne.
Okay.
You know what? 10 years ago, I'd say Adams, Henry, Bergkamp. Then another day you might ask me, I might say Bergkamp, Henry, Adams. Then I might say Henry, Bergkamp. Yeah,
Difficult.
Any which way those 3 get put, I'm not going to argue with it. I just think that over the last 10 years, to still see the impact that this man has not only left on Arsenal, but left on football, left on people, left on culture. You know, that moment in America, he was it Club World Cup? Someone scored a goal, he's on the side of the pitch. They all ran over to Thierry and celebrated with him. They've got nothing to do with Thierry Henry. But his impact on the game, the legacy he left, I have to include that when I talk about greatness, if we're talking about great players. And I haven't even mentioned his legacy in the Prem, where even the Ops turn around and say he's the greatest player ever. Even the opposition players turn around and say the greatest player ever. For me, he is number 1, but it's tight. I struggle to argue. Like, I can't argue to bring Bergkamp down. I can't argue to bring Adams down. But I need to argue to put Thierry first. I just have to.
I'll tell you what I will accept, right? And I love all 3 of these players. But because we're both undecided about who deserves to go in front, I'd probably say we put Tony to 3 and then we decide on who goes 1, 2. Would you be happy with that?
All right, cool.
All right, sweet. So Adams goes in at 2. At 3. And then it's about Bergkamp. I'm going to fight Bergkamp, you're going to fight Henry. It's difficult because we make it out like we don't like one of these players, right? Because both of them are legends. So I'm going to do what we did.
Your guy didn't even fly to Europe. Man.
That's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. Your guy cheated for France with his hand. It's mad, isn't it?
And that was against Ireland.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, he might not be top 10.
Do you know what I'll do?
Yeah.
Production. You're Arsenal.
Production, we need you. We both need you for this
Thierry
one.
Henry or Dennis Bergkamp.
1 and 2. 1 and 2.
Difficult, innit? I'm going to fight Bergkamp. Turkish is fighting Henry. I don't actually mind, but...
It's a very tough one, but I'm going to say just Henry has to go number 1.
Okay.
Henry, number 1.
There it is. I've lost. But
We had to take it to production. Yeah, I'm happy. Look, that is the top 3 for me. Like I said, any which way you can I could make an argument for all 3 of those players to be the best, the greatest of all time. So, production's decided it, and I'm happy so far.
In fact, I think the top 5 is definite.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
For me, 100%.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I like Campbell here. I like that. All right, so we got 1 left each. Is there any names that stand out here that haven't been Bobby Pirès?
It's got Pirès and trying to think who else there's going to be in this one, you know. David Seaman?
David Seaman. Has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be.
See who's got then. It's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah, I got Thierry.
I've got David Seaman.
Come on. He's in the list. He's for me.
Yeah, he is 100%. Like, I'll be real, I think he made the greatest save I've ever seen. I wasn't around for good and Banks' saves against Pelé and stuff, but for me, David Seaman made the best save I've ever seen. I don't know how that's not gone in Cesc Fàbregas though. Sheffield United, I thought it was in, I was done. I was like, that's it, it's in. Yeah. That is the best I've seen. And you also forget the penalty saves against Sampdoria, one against Gareth Barry. I don't know how his hand is that strong. He's done unbelievable for us. And people do look at his mistakes and they'll talk about Ronaldinho's chipping away, that kind of stuff. But for me, what he did at Arsenal, incredible. And I don't think that we will see a greater goalkeeper, but David Raya is a great one. But I think he's the best that we've had, and I think he makes the list. I'm happy to put him. I don't know actually. We've got Gilberto at 10, Freddie Ljungberg at 8. Where do we put David Seaman in relation to those two? Because I don't think he gets higher than that in the bottom 3, in my opinion.
He doesn't get higher.
I don't think he gets higher than. I don't know. And in terms of, he might get higher than Ljungberg and Gilberto, but does he get higher than 8, 9, or 10?
I would move Ljungberg to 9, assuming
that's my point.
We know who's coming out next. Because I think Seaman is a bigger legend than Ljungberg. You look at the work he mashed 90s and Cup Winners' Cup and doubles as well. I'd put Ljungberg there, put Seaman there,
8, and then
if
we
we
might-
get who we expect,
depends who
then
we
it
expect.
kind of makes some
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, let's do that
Yeah?
then.
So
I'm
Ljungberg
happy with
moves
them
over
to go down.
number
Seaman at
9.
8.
Seaman,
So we know who the lot. Well, we assume we know who the
Number
last
8.
one is.
we assume, Mustafi. Bobby, of course it is, man. Robert Pirès. The first real goal-scoring winger that the league had, in my opinion. Didn't score the goals that Sterling or Mane or Salah scored, but he was kind of the transition between what wingers used to be, i.e. a Ryan Giggs type, and what wingers become, i.e. a Sadio Mane type. He was very important for us, and the chemistry he managed to build with Freddie, I spoke about that already, and with Thierry. Pirès was. I hated the way it ended for him. Champions League final. I hated that it had to be him. I still feel it didn't have to be him. But
Probably would have taken Freddie off personally.
yeah, Wenger made the choice, and we're living to, you know. Well, I mean, it's not guaranteed he stayed on. We would have won that game, but it just feels like one of those moments we look back on and say it should have ended
Wasn't
better
deserved.
for him. It should have ended better. Bobby, number 7. I mean, it seems like it's meant to be.
I would probably put him ahead of Campbell.
Ahead of Campbell, yeah.
I would, and I'll tell you why quick.
Yeah, go on.
Because I think in 2002 when he did his real bad injury, I honestly thought he was better than Ryan Giggs.
So
and I
did
know
I.
Giggs will be
So
better
did I.
overall.
Yeah.
But at the time, if you asked me who do you want, Pirès or Giggs, I would have picked Pirès. I also think with Bobby Pirès, what he did on that left-hand side with Ashley Cole and Henry was a lot more pivotal to what Sol Campbell did at the back in terms of the goals that Pirès scored for that period. And I also think when you look at the goals that he did score, other than Henry, there was a game where I was going, Henry ain't scored, who scored? Pirès. And that's why I would put him just ahead of Sol Campbell. And it's hard because it's like an Henry Bergkamp thing. It's like you're slating one of the other ones. I just said, if you was to say to me, greatest player, Pirès, Campbell, I'm putting Pirès ahead of Sol Campbell.
This is so tough. It's so tough. I can't even make a decision on it, so I'm just going to go with your one. I can make an argument for Sol and that Tottenham move. I mean, just seeing Sol come out when I thought Wenger was going to come out and talk about injuries. He come out with Sol Campbell.
Crazy.
So that plays a part in the connection there. First season double.
Do you think he's better and more iconic than Pirès? I'm not sure that I do. It's hard. All 10 of them are unbelievable, but I'm looking at this
they're
now.
equally iconic, but for different things. I think on the pitch, Pirès more iconic than Campbell. Campbell's still iconic. But the most iconic moment for Campbell comes from that move. So I'll let that be the difference, and we'll call it that.
Are we happy with that 10?
I think so. If there's
I think so too.
You know, I know it says all time on the title, people. That's the way it tends to be. But obviously, we wasn't around 40, 50 years ago to know what's what before the 90s. So we've gone with what we know. So we mentioned a few of the OGs: Ted Drake, Cliff Baston, Liam Brady,
Of course.
David O'Leary. Do your research. Legends before the Premier League era. But in terms of Premier League era, I think I'm happy, you know.
I think I'm very happy. I'm certainly
I'm
very
happy.
happy looking at these up here. I don't think I'll be changing anything. There's a lot of people that could debate whether Freddie was better than Seaman or whether Gilberto deserves to be on there ahead of the likes of some of the players we put in the bin. I stick by the Pirès and Campbell thing. I don't really care about this too much, to be fair, because Henry is incredible. So, yeah, man, it was going to be 1-2 for me in a certain order. So, yeah, man, production made the call. Thierry Henry it is.
There we go. Production made the call. This is our top 10 greatest Arsenal legends of all time, but really the Premier League era. Henry is there in first, the king. Bergkamp's a close second. Dan's choice for first. Adams in third. Unfortunate in my opinion. Wrighty fourth. Paddy fifth. Then you have Pirès, Sol Campbell, Seaman, Ljungberg and Gilberto to make up the rest of the top 10. Dan's happy, I'm happy. Are you happy? Let us know in the comment section below. Is this the greatest 10 players in Arsenal's history? Or have we got it slightly wrong? Is there names we missed out? Or is there names that we should be taking out of this bin and maybe talking about more? Let us know. Like, hype, subscribe. This has been Settle It, powered by Betway. Love to Dan Potts. Make sure you go show him some love, his channel. But make sure you're here, subscribe with the notification bell on for more content coming out thick and fast.